Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Tea on the Porch.
Am I the a-hole for realizing my maid of honor might never have actually been my friend? I, 26 female, met my best friend Melissa, 24 female, during my freshman year of college. I was 21, she was 19. We ended up in the same class with a professor who was obviously off her rocker. Her lectures were so bizarre that they practically forced everyone in the room to bond over shared disbelief. That's how Melissa and I connected. We started sitting next to each other, whispering jokes back and forth, and by the end of the semester, we were inseparable. We hung out all the time. She was fun, blunt, and had this chaotic energy that made every hangout unpredictable. I quickly became her go-to person. I was there for her through everything, even when she cheated on her fiancé. When he found out and got aggressive, I was the one she called crying. I comforted her when she left him and started dating the guy she had cheated with. I was also there when she found out she was pregnant. I remember holding her baby boy for the first time and crying, realizing that life was changing for both of us. When she had her son, Melissa decided to drop out of school and move back in with her mom about 45 minutes away. It sucked not seeing her as often, but we did what we could, taking turns driving to visit each other, FaceTiming, staying close even through the chaos in her new life. Meanwhile, I finished my bachelor's degree and went straight into a master's program. It got hectic and I didn't have much free time. Still, I tried to check in and hang out whenever I could. I didn't realize that my busier schedule might have been straining things between us, at least not until later. That sometimes you can't always be there, but I feel like that shouldn't be a reason that someone stops being your friend. I feel like that's just an easy way out. But, well, let's just see. Let's just see what happens. When I got engaged to my boyfriend of 7 years, I immediately asked Melissa to be my maid of honor. It just felt natural, of course. She had been by my side through so many stages of my life, and I wanted her and her son to be part of this next chapter. As you should. As anyone would. I even asked if her son could be my ring bearer. That is really cute. She was over the moon about both, and we had over a year to plan everything. Even though we only see each other in person about once a month, we texted and FaceTimed all the time. It felt like things were normal, or so I thought. Looking back, there were small comments and moments that I brushed off, but probably shouldn't have. At one point, she told me my engagement ring was too small and not special, like my fiancé just picked the first one he saw. I'm sorry, I get that you don't like it, but it's not yours. It's not yours. As long as you like it, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter. Me and my husband have been married for almost 20 years. There was a time where we went through really hard times, and we ended up having to pawn out my rings and his, and I still ain't got one because I still can't afford it. Like, I literally can't even afford an engagement ring or a wedding band, and neither can he. And we've been doing everything we can just to try and save up just in case there's an emergency, but we are in, like, always in the worst financial situation that, this country unfortunately just does to people. So, too small and not special, both. As long as you like it, it's special to you, and you could have the tiniest diamond on your finger and it still means that you still have a ring on your finger. As long as you like it, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. Whether she's your friend or not, who cares? That couldn't have been further from the truth. He had the ring custom made by a local jeweler with the highest quality diamond he could afford. That's really nice. It wasn't big, but it was exactly my style. Again, that's all that matters. Simple, dainty, elegant. Then came the bachelorette drama. I told Melissa early on that I didn't want strippers or a night of bar hopping. I'm more of a homebody, so I'd rented a big Airbnb for the weekend of drinking, smoking, games, and bonfires, which actually sounds really nice. But she pushed back constantly, saying it would be boring and that she wanted to make it fun. Yeah, but it's yours. Again, yours, not hers. And if that's fun for you, then that's all that matters. Maybe not necessarily with this, because it is a bachelorette party and it's going to be more a group and not just you. But it is still yours. And if that's what you want to do, then people should come together and do it anyway. Even if she doesn't like it, she should still do it anyway, because that's what you want, not what she wants. But I also get wanting to have a party and everybody have fun. So I do get that part too, but still. Even when we were already at the Airbnb, she kept trying to convince me to go out. There were also issues with my bridal showers. She forgot about the first one and then got upset when I told her she couldn't bring her son last minute. For the second shower, which was hosted by my side of the family, I told her she could bring him. He ended up running around unsupervised and broke a few decorations. I mean, I get that kids, especially young kids, do that kind of thing, that it's gonna happen. But at the same time, when you don't have parents that aren't going to keep an eye on their kids, and, this would have been really nice for a tablet or, a favorite toy. Or maybe other kids to play with. I tried to play with him, but he wasn't in the mood. Probably overwhelmed from the 2-hour drive and the unfamiliar faces. He wasn't in the mood to play. I mean, I know you guys said you don't see each other very often, but surely he knows who you are. And I get, for a 2-hour drive, a lot of pent-up energy. See, in that case, I probably would have tried to stop at a playground for a few minutes beforehand and just let him try to get out as much energy as he can. Afterward, she messaged me saying she felt some type of way about how I didn't spend more time with her son. Now it just sounds like she's looking for excuses. I apologized and explained that I was busy hosting. She knows that. I feel like you should not have to apologize. This is your bridal shower. This isn't, you're not here to be a nanny. You're here to be the center of attention. Maybe she's not appreciating you being the center of attention. Who knows? I apologized and explained that I was busy hosting, but that was one of the first moments where I started to feel like no matter what I did, it wasn't enough. As the wedding got closer, my fiance's parents generously rented cabins near the venue for the bridal party. I told Melissa there was a spot for her, but not her son. What I didn't say, because I knew how she'd react, was that we planned to be up late drinking and smoking. It wouldn't have been appropriate for a child, absolutely. I learned that when Melissa brings her son, she doesn't always watch him closely and gets defensive if anyone points it out. I don't know why that is. Like, I get not wanting someone to be up in your business. Like, I wouldn't want somebody to tell me how to parent. But at the same time, when it comes to kids running around in public places, I feel like you make it everyone's problem, then you have the right to say something. About 8 days before the wedding, Melissa called me to say her son wouldn't be walking down the aisle anymore because he doesn't know anyone. Bull. She is doing that on purpose because you have already planned everything out and you've hurt her feelings and now she's retaliating. That's what it sounds like to me. And she was worried he'd act out and ruin the day. Yeah, see, I don't want him acting out, so I'm just gonna pull him from the wedding altogether. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think so. She also said she felt left out because of him. How? My heart was pounding through my chest during the conversation, but I just listened. I didn't want to make things worse, so I told her I understood. I asked my cousins to fill in as ring bearers, which, funny enough, my fiance had wanted from the start anyway. Perfect. On the morning of the wedding, Melissa kept shoving her phone in my face to show me the videos of her son that her husband had sent her. I tried to stay polite, but I was overwhelmed. I was trying to get married, not watch TikToks of a toddler. Her husband and son ended up running late and missed the ceremony entirely, which added to the stress. After the ceremony, when it came time to sign the marriage license, I'd already planned for another bridesmaid to be the witness. But apparently, Melissa had been standing behind me ready to sign it herself. Of course. I didn't even see this happen. Someone told me later. But she apparently looked pretty upset. In all of our photos, she isn't smiling, even in the earlier getting ready ones. Since the wedding, she's barely spoken to me. When I try to text her or catch up, she only talks about herself or her son, never once asking about me or my marriage. It's like our friendship has just faded. And honestly, I'm realizing that maybe it was always one-sided. I just didn't see it. Well, I don't know. I mean, that could be how you remember it. I think it would be worth a conversation at least, just to kind of see where she's coming from and sit and actually have it like an honest conversation and maybe see how she feels. For extra context, last December, Melissa married her baby daddy in a quick courthouse ceremony. I took all the photos, edited them for her, and even signed as her witness. My husband couldn't come because it was such a short notice, a random Thursday, but I made it work because I wanted to support her. Her husband gave her a big, bright blue ring that looked like costume jewelry, and she loved it at first. Lately, though, she's been saying she wants a smaller ring like mine. How funny. And to redo her wedding to look like mine. Same colors, same style, everything. It's strange because she just made it very clear during my planning process that my style wasn't hers. Maybe it's not so much the style and stuff that she wants, or maybe she wants more than just a courtroom ceremony. And I think about it like this. Some people just don't have imaginations, and sometimes they see something that they like and they just say, you know what, I'll just do that. Or I really like the way you did that, I'm just going to do that. I know how that is sometimes because I don't have a wonderful imagination. So sometimes it is nice when you see something that someone else has done and you think, that's really nice. I'll try to go about it in a different way. I would personally, but you know, they do say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery or something like that. I can't remember. You never know. Best thing to do is to ask, try to have a conversation and just kind of see where she's at in her headspace. I wanted something simple and rustic, greens, neutrals, whites. She told me she wanted her own wedding to be dramatic. And she even went behind my back trying to convince my bridesmaids to buy fur cardigans for my ceremony, even though I'd already purchased knit shawls for them as a gift. I only found out when one of them told me. There was also tension when she found out I lean conservative politically. We'd never discussed politics before, but she started ranting one day about certain policies, and I respectfully disagreed. She didn't take it well and got cold from me after that. Now it's like I don't even recognize her. We went from being inseparable to strangers, and I can't tell if I'm just seeing her true colors now or if something about my engagement and wedding made her resent me. Wow, okay. Well, I feel like it could be the politics. If it's one thing that will divide people, whether it's friends, couples, married couples, I mean, it's definitely politics. Like, I really don't want to make my channel polarizing. I really don't. But I have noticed that, and honestly, it doesn't matter which side you lean. A lot of people, if they are really heavy in their beliefs, don't listen to the other side at all. They just don't. So if she's got some really hardcore beliefs, whatever side she's on, and she hears you saying something that she doesn't agree with, that could really turn you off from wanting to talk to that person again. What I would do personally is, again, sit and just try to have a conversation with her and put yourself in her shoes. Try to ask her about her. Try to reach out, see how she's doing. I don't see anything bad here. I just don't. I mean, she didn't like your ring, so what? It's your ring. She didn't like what you're gonna do with your shower. These are all little things. They're minor. They don't matter. None of these matter. And I feel like a friendship could be so much stronger than these little nitpicky things that shouldn't even matter. They just don't matter. In my opinion, they don't matter. Try to make, boundaries. If it's political, hey, we'll put it aside. We won't talk about it. That'll be for someone else. Someone that does actually agree with you politically, whatever. But if you really care about this friend, talk to her. That's what I would do. And help her out with her wedding. If that's what you want to do. There's literally not one comment on this post. And it's a day old already. It's kind of crazy. I don't think we've ever seen that. Am I the a-hole for moving my niece away from danger instead of calling for my boyfriend? I think moving her away or calling the police are two good choices. Me, 21 female, my boyfriend, 25 male, and my niece, 17 female, all currently live together as of recently. My car broke down and my niece's birthday was the 7th. She examined the train station near our house and told me she always wanted to ride the train. So we went and rode the train without my boyfriend. He was at work. We had so much fun we wanted to go again and get some food downtown. This day my boyfriend was off work and I told him that we were going to ride the train. He's said before in the past that he wouldn't ride the train and he thought he was past that. So I didn't think to invite him at first, but he made a big deal about me not inviting him, so we all went together. We all walked past this group of homeless men sitting at the bus stop. My boyfriend went first and we walked behind him. As soon as my boyfriend walked past this man, he stepped in front of my niece and acted like he was going to hit her. Oh, hell no. So I grabbed her arm and moved out of the way and continued to follow him. When we got to the restaurant and I told him what happened, he was mad at me, saying it was my fault because I should have been walking faster behind him, and I'm just in shock that it's my fault. How is this my fault? I didn't ask nobody to do that. And she was acting standoffish the rest of the walk, and we went together, get on the train to go somewhere else, and he said he was going to take an Uber home, so we just all went home. We got home, and when I tell y'all, this man was so mad, cussing me out and telling me to get out and all types of shit. I don't understand. He's cool now, but y'all, he was so mad, and he still said it was my fault. I just need to know. Sorry for the long read, but I honestly don't think I am. You can't help what people are gonna do. I mean, it's not like you knew he was gonna do it. I mean, if anything, you moved out of the way. You grabbed her and moved her out of the way. What were you supposed to do? And how was it? Yeah, I'm with you. How is it your fault? I don't understand that at all. The only comment on this post says, not the a-hole, but maybe you should take his advice and get out. That's not normal behavior and it's disturbing. Does he act like this a lot? Yeah, I mean, that's like, I don't understand why he's blaming you for something that you had no control over. That makes no sense. It's weird. My girlfriend dumped me because I didn't confront a guy who hit on her. So me, 25 male, and my now ex, 23 female, were hanging out at a summer terrace. Some guy comes up and starts talking to her, clearly hitting on her. I didn't react because I trust her, and the guy wasn't being aggressive or anything. I just let her handle it. She shut it down after like 3 minutes and he left. Later, she got all cold and finally told me she felt unprotected and that I wasn't man enough because I didn't like step in or do anything. She said she got the ick. She broke up with me a week later. What was I supposed to do? Get in a fight over it? I'm so confused right now. Am I the a-hole? No. Not even close. I mean, it would have been one thing if this guy was like super creepy, and hey, who knows, maybe to her he was. But surely you told her that you trusted her and that it was only like a few minutes and then he left her alone. It's not like he was following her, acting crazy or anything like that. That's so weird. I hate to say it, but you might be better off because she sounds weird. Like, wow. Since people are asking for context, we dated for almost 3 months. We met on a random voice chat app where I was kind of popular. She actually sent me a request first. We talked for like 2 weeks before meeting up. I really liked her. She was proactive too. And she even told me she fell in love with my dominant voice. Maybe that's just what she likes. She's one of those that wants to be fought over. She's one of those that's wants you to be jealous because it makes her feel good. And yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. This comment says, women like her are the worst. You handled it fine. I 100% agree. I think you did just fine. Some women are just crazy. They really are. Guaranteed, if he jumped in like she seemingly wanted, he would get shit for it from her. I got it myself, etc., etc. Yep, if he stepped in, she'd probably call him out for being overprotective. If he stepped in and ended up in the hospital, she'd probably say he's weak and dump him whilst he's still eating through a straw. We don't know if that would have happened. Literally can't win, so better off out of it. Yep, that's how I feel. Not the a-hole. Like you said, your girlfriend should have simply played it down and rejected him, which is not a difficult thing to do. Also, what a stupid reason to break up with someone. I agree. Like, who breaks up with someone because they didn't step in and get all aggressive on someone who was literally talking to you for like a couple of minutes? When my girl gets hit on and I'm around, I just come up behind her, wrap my arms around her, and introduce myself to the dude. In general, girls need to police themselves, but showing a little affection to her while some rando hits on her shuts down fast and tells him you are marking your territory in a non-aggressive way. Girls dig that. I can confirm that that's true. I don't understand why this girl wanted you to get all defensive and like I don't know. I wouldn't even call that territorial. I would say what she was wanting you to do is be territorial. I feel like what this guy's saying is just normal. That's normal behavior for a man to just be like, hey, what's up? You know, in a way that signals, hey, this is my girl, but at the same time being really respectful and just being like, hey, you know, that to me is normal. No, you're definitely not the a-hole. That's crazy. Anyway, that's gonna be it, I think.
Alright, y'all, I hope this was a nice pause in your busy day, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. It is just me and my husband, and every little bit helps, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.